Well, hello everyone. Welcome back here to another episode on the MRC SMP. I know it's probably pretty loud, so I'm going to stop for a second. But yeah, I'm just here at the mob grinder slash XP farm that we created or constructed in the last episode. But yeah, alright, here we go now. Hi guys, welcome back. Sorry if that was a little loud. But yeah, this is what we were able to construct in the last episode. Sort of turning this, if you'll bear with me for a sec, turning this sort of spawner, mob spawner into a little bit of an XP and zombie farm. And it seems to be working very well, but it is pretty loud when you have to use it, so I'm sorry if I'm blowing out you guys' ears because of it, but it is a very good, effective one. I mean, you can see I've already gotten just a few levels from this. Now, I know that this isn't the best XP farm that exists. There are a lot better versions of it, of XP farms that exist out there, but as of for the time being, with the starting of the world being here, I say that this is pretty effective for what we need it at the time. But that's not what I'm wanting to focus on today. I'm actually having a very different project in mind, not necessarily very technical, but one to kind of help us sort of get settled into this brand new world that we have just found ourselves in. Okay, so, I don't know if you can see it up there on the mountain, if you can see the sort of cobblestone pillar that I've constructed there for us, but that's kind of a marker for what we're going to be working on here today. You see this house? You know, this temporary house, it's a pretty nice house, but I mean, as the name suggests, it's only meant to be temporary. It's not meant to be a permanent residence. It's just sort of meant to allow me temporary housing for the time being until I could find myself my own place. And I mean, come on, this is a villager's house. I don't want to, you know, prolong my stay for too long. They kind of need it back. I mean, I literally just had to kick one of the villagers out of the bed so that way I could sleep tonight, or last night. But you see, that's going to change today, because if you've noticed, I have this chest right here, and inside this chest I have a bunch of different stone materials. Now, I don't believe that this is going to be enough for what I'm planning to work on today. I think I'm probably going to have to go mining, but this is at least enough to get us started. Because if you haven't noticed already, I'll just go ahead and explain it to you. Today is a bit of a building episode. Today I'm going to try and go up there, and I'm going to build my starter base for us to sort of kind of get started on this in this world. So yeah, as I was saying, this right here is where I'm planning to build sort of the starter base, and I think that's going to turn out pretty cool. So what I have in mind is that right around here, sort of kind of off the edge of this cliff to a degree, I'm going to try and build a sort of watchtower, because what I want to do, I really have a few kind of challenges for myself in this series. I've kind of gained a bit of a reputation among some people that I'm not a very good Minecraft player, because I die a lot, and to a degree this is the case. Unfortunately, as much as I hate it, it is in fact the case. But I'm planning to help improve my skills here today to try and fix this. But I also want to try and improve my building. Now, I've been told by a few people that I'm a pretty good builder, and I've even been hired to build some different projects for different people, but I don't think that I'm really that good of a builder, so I'm trying to improve myself and see if I can, you know, sort of add gradients and stuff to this sort of guard tower that I'm going to be building that's going to act as our starter base. Now, I do have a bit of a design in mind, but the question is, how exactly am I going to be able to bring this to fruition? I mean, I have more cobble deep slate than I do actual cobblestone, which is actually pretty concerning, because I need a lot of cobblestone for this, and then to be able to just sort of add these cobble deep slate out throughout the build as a gradient. But let me just go ahead and bring everything up to the top, and I definitely am going to need to go mining again. That's kind of unfortunate. My pickaxe broke just as I said that, but I guess I can craft another. But the thing is, I'm not even going to be mining for like anything expensive like I did last time, like diamonds. I just need stone. So I'm just going to place my stuff down here to sort of get started. And if you haven't noticed already, yes, I am still all by myself in this supposed SMP. I'm beginning to wonder whether this is actually supposed to be multiplayer or just sort of my own adventure in the game. Well, I'm gonna try and go mining here for a little bit, just to kind of sort of collect some building blocks, and I guess I'll see you guys at the end of it. So as you can see, I have quite a few items in my inventory. I mean, look at what we were able to get. This was a lot of stone that I was just able to mine, and I didn't even mine for that long. I mined for probably about maybe 30 minutes maximum. I mean, it wasn't that long really, but thankfully I believe that we have the resources necessary to be able to create this structure. It's not going to be a really large structure, probably as much as you can tell by, you know, the amount of blocks that we have here. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. I think it will be. I think it'll be enough to do it. If not, we'll be at least very, very close. It won't take much time to mine more, but that's obviously a lot more that we can put into here to kind of work with. Okay, so now I need to just do sort of the hardest thing, and that's figure out where exactly I want to place this. Now I want it to kind of sort of gradually go up the cliff, and I want to kind of gradient it out. So I'm going to bring some of the darker, you know, cobbled deep slate blocks down here to sort of help create this buildup of blocks and stuff. I'm trying to think of where exactly I want this to start out from. I think I'm probably gonna have it start. Let's just start right here. Just see where it goes. A lot of times with building, it's just a bunch of trial and error. Just see where things turn out. Now that's 4 blocks. I need it to be 5 blocks here, and I'm pretty sure that if I just sort of believe that the way that I need it to go is I want to do a 2-block over here. I believe that's the way. Let me get the shield out of the way because it's low on durability anyway. But I just want to get a better look for this. I think this will look the way that I need it to. It actually looks a bit more square, so I'm gonna try and move it out. Just gonna place down 3 rows, see how that looks at this moment in time. Okay, this is gonna be a pretty, actually, I messed this one up a little bit, oops. Okay, I think this will work out. It's definitely it's turning out a lot bigger than I was expecting. But I mean, I think I can work with this. I think this is actually pretty good. Now you may be wondering why, if I'm wanting to sort of work on my building skills, why exactly I'm building it all in sort of one specific block. And that's because, well, I'm actually going to go ahead, sort of plan out where I want all the blocks to be, and then I'm going to remove specific ones that I'm going to end up like smelting or smoothing out, so that way it kind of puts a gradient a little bit more into place, so that way everything just looks a little bit more structured. Now I think right about the layer that I'm building to right now, I'm going to want for it to sort of gradually transition up into cobblestone. So I'm going to go ahead and signify this by placing a block here. Okay, I accidentally messed something up over here, but that's fine because I can just do this. Man, I keep messing this up. I keep placing blocks just in the wrong areas. My math is not math, and it's miscalculating itself constantly. Okay, now I finally think I have it correct. Now what's the problem? It's only 4 blocks. That's the problem. Okay, so now I have a baseline foundation. So this should at least make mapping out the circumferences of this build a little bit easier. And I just want to kind of take a look here. Excuse me, cricket in my throat. Okay, yeah, I think that this can work. It's just gonna need to be really tall. So I may have actually underestimated the amount of blocks that I need, but I mean, it's fine. I can collect more if I have to. I've already done plenty of that. Let me just go ahead and start continuing the sort of trail down of blocks, so that way it looks a little bit more structurally sound than, well, this just going into a bunch of dirt. Alright, now I've gotten a little bit of the layers sort of built in. I've got the gradient on the side, or not the gradient, but just kind of it rolling into the mountains. So I'm just sort of waiting to see. Okay. I mean, it doesn't look good now, obviously. I'm not trying to claim that, but I can see the potential. I can see the potential, and I'm pretty confident we can work with this. Yeah, I think that this definitely, I think I can work with this. So, you know what? I think that this is probably going to be a pretty boring section. I don't think that I'm going to have much to sort of show you guys from my perspective. But perhaps the overlords in the flashback mod might have something that you guys would enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop us into a time lapse, and we are going to see how it looks at the end of it. So I'm going to just pop you into time lapse now, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we have just finished the structure's sort of outer shell to a degree. I mean, obviously, this isn't done, but I mean, this is at least a shell that I think we can use to kind of give us a rough idea of how this guard tower is going to look. I mean, if you just come down here to the bottom and you just look up, I mean, this looks commanding. I mean, I like the way that this is at least turned out from this angle. And I mean, from all the way down here, down in this village, I mean, that looks incredible. I mean, I would be happy with that. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and fix up some of the gradients because I was trying to attempt to do some right here. Obviously, that looks a little too flat to count as an official gradient, but I mean, still, just from here, I mean, this shell, I can just imagine. I know that maybe you guys are probably thinking that I'm a little crazy for thinking that this is, wow, like, look at this is such a big thing. But I mean, I'm imagining the finished product. I'm not even imagining really the shell. I'm imagining the product, or the finished product. And from what I'm seeing, from what I'm envisioning in myself, in my head, I think that it's going to turn out pretty cool when it's all said and done. And obviously you can see I've already, attempted to do some of the gradients, as I've already said, but you can see I've also tried to do some of the depth stuff with, turning some of these deep slate blocks into bricks to put this up on the sides. And I think that kind of really ties it together, ties both the deep slate at the bottom, but also the cobblestone at the top too. Really kind of sort of puts them together in a really nice facet that you probably wouldn't notice otherwise. And I mean, if we just go up to the top, and by the way, this is the sort of temporary staircase that we have working our way up. Obviously, it's not OSHA approved. It's very precarious, but I mean, if we just head up here to the very top and we kind of look over the view that we have here, I mean, oh my. This is an incredible view. I mean, look at this. We get a nice view of the valley down there, the village. I mean, we get to see the iron golem. We can spy on him. We can see what he's doing. We can see our old house. I guess it's still technically our current house. We can even see the invasion that's about ready to happen on this village. I mean, we can see a lot of things that happen from here. We can even see the other village on the other side of the mountain. You probably didn't even know this existed. I had forgotten it existed. but we can see it from this angle. So yeah, this guard tower, I think that this is going to be a pretty good starter build, starter base for us as we get started. Obviously, it's not even close to done. I've got to put some finishing touches on it, but I mean, I think that it, at least to a degree, looks pretty well acceptable. I'm kind of happy with the way that this first iteration of the build has turned out. Now, the first thing I want to work on is I want to fix this gradient here, because it just doesn't look natural. I think that you guys can see it too. It just doesn't look like what I would like it to. And it also looks a little too sharp in some areas. Like around here is a pretty good example. You can see that doesn't look natural. Now, thankfully I have tough and andesite, which I think can provide a little bit of a gradual sort of transitional block for this gradient that I'm wanting to add. Because the kind of gradient that I'm looking for is kind of where we have the top layer right here, then we have like an andesite that's a little darker. Actually, no, that looks a little lighter than it, but it could probably like help break up the thing a little bit. But then we have the tough and then the deep slate, which I mean, that looks like it can work. I think that this is something I can work with. I just need a little bit more dirt that I can use to act as scaffolding while I'm working on this. Let's see if there's any areas that don't have much going on, if I can add some kind of busyness to it. Okay, so I think I figured it out. Instead of just having like one little layer on top between the cobblestone and the deep slate, I think I'm going to need like a large tough layer. That looks... ouch. It looks like it's going to justify a proper transition from one layer to the next. Alright, now let's see how it looks. Okay, it's definitely a few layers too short, that's obvious. I'm not even, for some reason I don't even have it, well, I think I know why, it's because there's scaffolding blocking that. But, I mean, hey, I think I can use this. Yeah, this is definitely a start. It's not a finished product, most certainly, but it's definitely a start into a correct direction. I think I'll probably need to have like 5 different layers up instead of just like the 2 or 3 that I've had thus far. Okay, I think this is starting to come together pretty nicely. Yeah, I think this looks pretty nice. I mean, it's definitely a start. I'm not done with it. I'm definitely going to be adding on to it a little bit more as the future goes on, but I really do need to kind of get to a stopping point on this build because I'm getting close to running out of time. Okay, so now all I need to do, really, to try and put some of the finer finishing touches, quote-unquote, on this build is to get an interior put onto it, which is going to prove pretty difficult because I don't have a lot of wood, and I need a lot of wood to be able to get this build adequately prepared. I'm going to have 28 pieces of wood just from one tree, but I don't think that this is going to be close to enough. I know I'm trying to get oak wood at the moment, but I really kind of wish more for spruce if it was around here, but I fear that we are nowhere near a spruce forest at all. Okay, so I just got a point of view from it from over here. I actually really like the way that it looks from back here. I mean, the way it loaded in, I don't know if I caught that, but the way that it loaded in was just so majestic. I think that this really does have a lot of potential. I just need to work at it a little bit more, just kind of tweak it, and I think it'll really work. Just trust me on this one, please, just trust me. I really need some spruce. I really need to find some spruce. Okay, the closest one, I think, isn't an awfully far way away. I think it's just somewhere off in this direction is where I need to look for some. Okay, this is the first time of me seeing these giant rabbits from the new update. I mean, these are huge. I didn't realize how big these were. These were like mentioned in one snapshot and then never talked about again. But this is huge. I'm not used to these guys. Wait, I think I see. Yes! We have spruce in sight. And it's not that far away either, so this is perfect news. Okay, perfect. Let's see if I can get some I want to get some wood, but hopefully I can get some saplings from this. If a few will drop. Okay, I got one sapling. Let's hope I can get some more. Oh, there we go. It's a third one. Can we get lucky with a fourth? 4 saplings, let's go. Yes! 5 saplings, let's go. Okay, I think that should be enough to get us a sustainable farm started. See, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, imagine that is like fully done. I've got windows in it and everything. I've got a roof on the top. I mean, that just spawning in from the distance. I mean, I think that's going to be incredible. Alright, so we're just going to see if we can let these... Oh, I forgot one. Let these grow. And hopefully I can get a more sustainable resource of wood. The main reason I needed it was because I needed to make it... Ooh, that was awful crafting. Hold on. There we go. I needed a door. But I also needed a bunch of slabs. There we go. That's a lot of slabs. Okay. And the reason... it's because I need to figure out how I'm gonna do the stairwell. This is actually a lot easier in my head. Okay, I think if I do it, how am I gonna go about this is the question. If I removed one of that, and then it just became a 2. Hold on. Perhaps I am cooking. Am I cooking? I just might be cooking. You might want to go ahead and give me a white hat and call me a chef because I just might have cooked up something. Hold up. Hang on a sec. Oh my goodness, I can already see the vision. Oh, this looks like it's good. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. I can already see it. Okay, I think it's turning out pretty well. I think it's turning out pretty well. It takes forever to traverse, but I think it's turning out pretty well. Hold on, we need just some light in here. Oh! Oh! Okay, that kind of looks nice. I mean, nice. Yeah, it's getting close to night. I need to sleep. Now let me go ahead and take care of this, this temporary dirt staircase. Okay, yes, we've gotten some trees that are finally starting to grow up, which is good because I need quite a bit of stripped spruce logs. But all right, let's look at what I can craft here. So I can craft chisel. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and build this door the other way. Put this door this way, so that way we can have a stair at the top, and the stair is going to be a spruce, or not, sorry, not spruce, tough. It's going to be a tough brick stair. We're also going to have 4 of these, and 2 chiseled tough bricks, and that, I think... Okay, just bear with me for a second. Bear with me. Okay. Let me think about this. I may have accidentally wasted a few materials, or I've just created something revolutionary. I don't know. I'll revisit this later. But now that we have an interior, I think I can move a lot of my stuff inside. So there we go. Now we have everything ready to go. I'm pretty sure that everything that I don't particularly need is in these chests. Okay, so now I want to figure out what I need to do windows wise. So I think go ahead. I think this can be a window, but it's not going to be a full window. 14 is what I need to believe. It's 14. My math is correct again. As I've stated multiple times, it's probably not. See, my math was incorrect as I predicted. So I just need 2 more of these. I hope it turns out well. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping this turns out real well. Because if it doesn't, I am absolutely fried. I just wasted so many resources if this did not work out well. Okay. First impressions, not horrible, but not great either. Actually, you know what? Looking at it from this angle though, I'm just gonna say I think that having the darker blocks there kind of helps break up just the smoothness and the genericness that the cobblestone itself would have had. So had they just been regular stone bricks, they may not have as much of an impact as I thought they would have had otherwise. This is actually turning out pretty well. I'm happy. I'm okay with it. I'm not happy with it. I'm not sad with it either. I'm just meh. I'm okay with it. It works. It works for what it needs. If I need to change it later, I'll change it later. Okay, now the next step is to see if I can put windows in. That actually seems to fit. Kind of, somewhat, maybe. I don't know. Let me see what the rest looks like. Okay, let's see. How does everything... Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Okay. Let me get a look from maybe back here on this cliff. Okay. Okay. You know, honestly, I think that now that I have the windows in, it makes the gradient not look as bad. I mean, it's still not where I would hope it or like it to be, but I think this really does. It looks like it actually has some kind of a plan, and it's not just aimlessly existing in this world. Oh, we just got another tree to grow. But as I was saying, it doesn't look like it's just existing. It looks like it has a purpose, a reason to exist. It looks like it actually is part of this art piece that we call this world. I like this. I like the way that this is coming. This is coming along very nicely. First, in preparation for what is about to come, I'm going to put lights at every window. What I need to do is just create a bunch of slabs. Okay, so first things first. First things that I need to do is I need to cover up this top part here. I need to floor it off, and then what I need to do, well, I did say first things first, so I shouldn't get too far ahead of myself. I should just focus on the task at hand. Okay, so now that I have the roof, I have to figure something out. And that is, how am I going to transition this roof into the top of a tower? The only thing I don't want is for this thing to end up looking like a lighthouse. It's a guard tower, not a lighthouse. It's meant to be more intimidating than that. But I fear that no matter how hard I try, no matter what I do, it's gonna end up looking like a lighthouse. And I don't want it to look like a lighthouse. And I promise, if anybody calls it a lighthouse, they are gonna get slimed. So what I need to do is to top this build off with something. What do I top it off with is the question. So I need something that looks nice, something that looks stable. I think I have an idea. I think I know what I need to do. Let's try to create like 10 stairs. And then I will do the same here. And hopefully this turns out to be something good. 1, 2, 3. Then these two in this top. Okay. I know what to do. If I... Oh, I think that's gonna look nice. Okay, I think I know what I need to do at the top here. And then... I really don't want to have to do this. I need to get some more tough blocks. Hold up. Okay, so I think I have the tough blocks necessary to be able to do this. The problem is I don't know if I have the capability to do what I need to do. Of course my pickaxe is going to decide to break right now. Why wouldn't it? Alright, so now just need to go through and pretty much just place everything. Now I just need to place everything in after I've finished destroying everything. Okay, so now let's take a look at it. Hey. It's not half bad. I mean, it's not half good either, but everything has to start somewhere. Yeah, I think that we've got something good going here. Okay, so now I have to figure out where I want the topper, and I think that'll work. Alright. Okay, so now I've got a little bit of the canopy section done. I think that'll look good. It's definitely making this place look a lot more like a lighthouse, which is again what I don't want. But I might just have to deal with it and just settle for the fact that it's probably going to be looking like a lighthouse. Now, I just need to figure out what I need to do with this roof, because it looks a little too square. So what if I was to... Hang on. Okay, I think that... Get a look at this again. Okay, I think that this actually kind of looks pretty good. I mean, it's not the best. In fact, none of this build I would even say would be remotely close to the best that a Minecraft build could be, but I'm at least pretty happy with the way that it's turned out. But let's see if I can get a good look at this. Oh my goodness, it looks evil. Well, it adds character, I guess. I might want to fix that later, but unfortunately I don't have time to do that right now. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to call it here. It's been a pretty eventful episode. We created this thing. We switched residences. Yeah, that was pretty much it. But it took me forever to get this build done, and it doesn't even look as good as I was hoping it would. But nevertheless, it's still work in progress. We've got tons of time to work on it. I'll probably work on a little bit of it off camera and show you guys, but that is something for a later date. And for right now, this is ending. So I hope you enjoyed it almost as much as I did, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.